Good afternoon, Mr. Maniar.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Hello, ma'am. So, ma'am, we'll start in 2 minutes, 2:15.
Yes, we shall start at 2:15.
A very good afternoon, everyone. So, after successfully completing 14 sessions in Atal FTP on revisiting different facets of medicinal chemistry, we now begin with our valedictory function. With great pride, I want to convey that this is third FTP which has been successfully conducted by Bombay College of Pharmacy in this year. Today, we are privileged to have amongst us Dr. Siva Prasad, President IPA MSB, Bombay College of Pharmacy, and Mr. Nitin Manyar, Chairman IPA MSB, Bombay College of Pharmacy, who both have graciously agreed to be the guest of honor for this valedictory function. We are also honored to have with us Professor Krishna Iyer, in charge principal and co-coordinator of FTP, and Professor Krishna Priya Mohan Raj, convener of FTP. So I would first like to invite Dr. Siva Prasad to share his valuable thoughts on this FTP. Over to you, sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you for the introduction and thanks for the invitation for this valedictory function. I also take this opportunity to welcome all of you on behalf of Indian Pharmaceutical Association Maharashtra State Branch. And also thanks to the speakers, eminent speakers. Without them, this program would not have been a success. So we are fortunate to get all these speakers. I went through the And I congratulate all the participants for taking the decision to join this program and acquire a knowledge in the medicinal chemistry. And also congratulations to the organizers, Dr. Premlata, Dr. Krishna Priya, and all others and their organizing team for successfully completing. And I know that it is a well designed, well organized, and well conducted program. This is the third one I am actually, third Valedictory function I am attending. So some of my thoughts will be the same. Okay, in the inaugural function, you all were hoping to acquire, whereas in Valedictory function, it is a different kind. It is a sense of achievement. Sense of achievement for the organizers that they well designed a program and successfully conducted the program. Whereas for participants, by attending in this program, they could enhance and enrich their knowledge in a subject related to pharmacy. In fact, I am very much impressed by the concept of AICTE's faculty development program because it focuses on a subject and you are able to bring expert in this area and thereby the participants can widen their knowledge. So it is said that it is want to become an expert, not only they have to have a in-depth knowledge in their field of expertise, but they also acquire a broad knowledge in the related area. I would like to tell one of my experience why the related areas are very important. In our training time, of course, training in nuclear chemistry, we have to learn statistics, which I also teach. So I have an affinity for that. One of this classmates asked the professor that he was not a professor, he was a scientist, that why we should unnecessarily break our head for the statistical subject, because we can always go to a statistician who is an expert and get our experiment designed and data can be analyzed by them. He only do the experiment. So he told that if you want to communicate with a statistician, you have to know statistics. Otherwise, he doesn't know about your experiment and its aim and objectives. And you do not know statistics, what technique that you should use. So this is what the important that you should have wider knowledge in the other area so that you will be able to communicate and you will your knowledge in your own field of expertise. And I am also very glad that this program is organized and conducted in Bombay College of Pharmacy, because Bombay College of Pharmacy is very close to our heart and it is managed by the Indian Pharmaceutical Association Maharashtra. It is in fact our flagship and it is navigated by our efficient and energetic faculty. Now coming to the topic of this seminar, medicinal chemistry. I am not an expert, but I thought I will, whatever I have the feeling, I can share with you. I understand it is a multidisciplinary research area, multidisciplinary subject. And there's a combination of applied medicine and chemistry. So earlier, the whole stage, the medicinal chemistry was mainly focused on small molecule. That is what I understand. And you isolate, synthesize them. Later on, combinatorial chemistry has come. Thereby, you can synthesize a large number of molecules in a single process. And then you study the analytical characterization and the pharmacological characterization, or sometimes it is modified to reduce the toxicity and increase the drug efficiency and things like that. On all the research have been done on understanding the disease, how the disease manifests, its cellular and molecular mechanisms, biochemical changes, metabolic changes, and then studies on the how receptor play a role and receptor density, expression or distribution, and the new protein forming during the disease or old protein, existing protein disappears. All these information started coming. Therefore, the medicinal chemistry also changed. The focus has become developing a new drug suiting to the disease based on these aspects of disease manifestation. So there will be a lot of other technique like molecular modeling, docking, and computational biology, chemoinformatics, and things like that appeared. And the medicinal chemists started working in that area. Of course, I know Dr. Kutino, who is concentrating on the molecular modeling, and this is a great advantage for our college. Then little later, the complex molecules started appearing. People started using antibody, DNA, proteins, and in fact, the analytical techniques, earlier the mass spectrometry and all used for only small molecules. So there is a lot of research developed to analyze or quantitate these small molecule, these complex molecule. Mass spectrometry is now very much used. Then bioassays, then receptor assays, which are all able to give you the affinity, thermodynamic factors like affinity, avidity, enthalpy, entropy, and free energy. All this we are able to calculate. And now there are many other emerging fields are coming into the picture. Two of them I am very close to that. One is deuterium chemistry. Deuterium is nothing but is a heavy hydrogen with additional one neutron in that. And because of this, it is a 50% increase in the weight, and the carbon hydrogen bond, you can calculate the rest mass and things based on that. The vibrational energy change gives an additional thermodynamic stability, and this additional thermodynamic stability also makes it less kinetically reactive. Because of that, there is a change in metabolism, slow metabolism, not in every molecule, but some of the drug molecules, when you replace the deuterium, is slow in this thing, metabolism, and increased bioavailability. Thereby, you need to give a less dose of the drug. So the toxic drug, when you give a less low dose, that is a great advantage. So deuterium chemistry is going up, and in a small way, Bombay College of Pharmacy, Dr. Premlata and Dr. Patil has initiated. I hope that we will do much more in that. Unfortunately, due to pandemic, this program is going in a slower pace. Then another area is that the fluorine chemistry. Fluorine chemistry is becoming very, very important in the medicinal chemistry because fluorine 18 based positron emission tomography is becoming an interest area for the pharmacists. Fluorine 18 is a radioactive material of fluorine, and it emits a positron. When this positron meets an electron, it annihilates and emits 511 electron kilovolt of energy. This can be detected and you can locate the drug where it is. So this is people fluorinate the drug and then make through the positron emission tomography in human directly, you can study the bioavailability or ADME studies and all that. That is preclinical study in human, it is possible. So there is a renewed interest in this area, and being the fluorine being the very short-lived of 120 minutes, so the fast chemistry development procedure for fast chemistry and fluorine chemistry. I understand even one of the faculty, Dr. Patil, Sagar Patil, he has also worked earlier in fluorine chemistry. So these are the new areas are coming. Thus the medicinal chemistry is in this stage continuously evolving and progressing. Accordingly, we will have to also take up new research areas. With these words, I once again congratulate all the participants and thank all the organizers for inviting me, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to request Mr. Nitin Manyar, Chairman IPMSB, Bombay College of Pharmacy, to express his views and give his reflections for this FTP. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon, and it's a great pleasure to be the part of the today's valedictory function of the 5 days online Atal Faculty Development Program of the Pharmaceutical Chemistry Department of the IPMSB's Bombay College of Pharmacy. On the theme, revisiting the different facets of the medicinal chemistry, conducted from the 5th to 9th of July. And I'm also sorry that I missed the inaugural day function due to some preoccupied on the day. Friends, it was a well thought and a very interesting session prior to this function, organized on injury stress. An essential topic for the leading successful professional life, delivered by a renowned speaker, Mr. Prahlad Vamanrao Pai, and I am confident that participants have enjoyed the session and would practice as advised. Friends, as it's a matter of the fact, I believe, and there are two basic principles of life. First, all power is within you. You can do anything and everything, believe in that. And second, follow the nature and believe in connectivity with each other, being the part of the same universe, and send and receive positive vibes like Murari Lal in Anand movie. Many of the members there have seen the Anand movie, and that movie, it was the Murari Lal, he was sending and receiving the positive vibes. Mr. Pai rightly said, receiving is a stressful and giving is a graceful. Same is the message from the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. One can narrate the entire crux of it in the 2 words each. Mahabharata means Mera Mera, Ramayana means Tera Tera. So in today's scenario, Na Mera, Na Tera, to participate as advocated in Gita, discharge your duty wholehearted in whatever role you are, be loyal to yourself, so to deliver best out of best. Friends, I gathered the 5C from last session of Mr. Pai. Number 1, don't criticize. Second, don't cry. Third, don't complain. Fourth, don't compare. And fifth one, always compliment. That is a success story for the individual. Yes, I strongly believe that perfection never a full stop. It's always a comma. And through this FDP, it was envisaged providing an opportunity for the faculty and researcher to engage in a healthy interaction for creating a symbiotic scientific ecosystem for innovative and applicable ideas. With this mindset, the speakers were invited, and I'm sure that they have elaborated on the concept of the drug delivery, drug discovery, and developmental phases by revisiting the different facets of the medicinal chemistry. I suppose the expected participants and the target audience, that is the faculties, researchers from the industries and the academia, have attended and benefited, and that has been measured through outcome-based mechanism. Thanks and congratulations to the coordinator, Dr. Premlata Amre, organizing committee, subject matter experts, and all others who has contributed for the successful and the wonderful program. Thanks once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your thoughtful insights. And we all will try to inculcate these things in our day-to-day life. So now next, I would like to invite Professor Krishna Iyer to express his reflections on FDP. Krishna, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I presume I'm being heard. Audio is okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And first and foremost, let me congratulate the convener, Krishnapriya Mohanraj, the coordinator, Premlata Madam, or Ambre Madam, as she is known, and our entire team for the successful completion of the 5-day faculty development program with emphasis on medicinal chemistry. If you were to look at the plethora of speakers that were chosen so wisely by the team, you would realize that as a collective, we heard them talk about how to determine the structure of the targets, how to do synthesis of molecules which will interact with the target, how to optimize those molecules so that the interaction is as best as you can, how to take the NCEs from the discovery stage to for development as well as marketing. We also looked at the role of different analytical techniques that help us in this venture, like NMR, mass, and X-ray crystallography, and the assistance of computational tools to achieve all of these goals. We also looked at a variety of synthetic protocols or approaches to making compounds, including the traditional ones and the newer ones like visible light assisted and retrosynthetic methods and green chemistry. Very interestingly, we also talked about how to optimize these compounds, looking at the DMPK issues that are in place. Okay, and not only that, the role of a medicinal chemist in designing polymers which can have applications in the delivery of the discovered molecules or developed molecules. So in a sense, almost the entire spectrum from how to characterize a target to actually deliver the drug from a medicinal chemistry perspective was covered in this 5 days. And for those who are, not realizing this, many of the speakers collectively have given you knowledge which they themselves have acquired over maybe 10 to 15 to 20 years. So to filter all that and convey it to you, there's a lot of saving of time from your side. In a sense that in 5 days you have got information worth several hundred of years to gather in terms of the individuals who are presenting. And in that regard, I hope that all of you have gleaned all these things and will take all this away so that you can start programs in your college and share this information with your colleagues and students, which is essentially the aim of this faculty development program. The other thing I must congratulate the team for is that there are several things that can go wrong while hosting a program like this on an online mode. Like for example, this morning, I just got a message from our MSEB that there will be no power for 3 hours from 11 to 2 o'clock. These are things beyond our control. Likewise, this morning, we didn't have internet in our college at Bombay College of Pharmacy, right in the middle of the faculty development program. In spite of all that, and in spite of everything that can potentially go wrong, I think the program went off very, very well with little to no hitches. And that is, in a sense, if you think positively, things will work out correctly. And for all the efforts that all the team put in, this was a deserving end result that they got. So once again, very well done to the entire team, and I hope all the participants have learned a lot in these 5 days, and they will go away from this FDP much richer in their knowledge base and much more readier to train their students and also maybe start research programs on their own. Okay, with all that, great job. Enjoy the afternoon, enjoy the valedictory function, and I hope your exams go very well. Best of luck to all the participants. And again, thank you entire team for a wonderfully run faculty program where every one of us learned a lot. Thank you much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your encouraging words. I would now like to invite Professor Krishna Priya Mohan Raj to give her insights and reflections.
Thank you, Dr. Rachna. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
It's my honor and privilege to be part of this faculty development program and also at this valedictory function. I must say that I am convener for namesake because the major work has been done by the team, ably led by Dr. Premlata Amre, the coordinator of this program, and Professor Krishna Iyer, the co-coordinator, and the whole support of the pharmaceutical chemistry team of faculty, as well as, I must say, the research students. So what you are seeing, as Professor Krishna Iyer sir mentioned, that there's so many things which need to be addressed and which you might not be aware of. But they have done a wonderful job of, first of all, crystallizing this program. If you have to look at the speakers who were here, they were all exemplary leaders in their field. We had the top class people come and deliver lectures to you at this faculty development program. I would like to mention here that Professor Dr. Shiva Prasad sir, he used to always mention that our knowledge should be like the letter T. You know, in depth in whatever we are doing, that particular aspect. And you should have an horizontal view. That is, you should have an overview of what things are going on. I don't, when Dr. Anil Kane mentioned about, in that recently we had on 7th, the HP Tepnes Memorial Lecture, he put across that when we are doing drug discovery, when we are doing drug development, there is so much of knowledge in different facets, whether it is genomics, proteomics, biochemistry, physiology, clinical, whatever aspects. So when uh, we have planned this medicinal chemistry faculty development program, it is thought of revisiting the different facets of medicinal chemistry, because we might have learned little bit of everything, but we have to see in present context what all are the advances that have been made, and we have to use that in our teaching as well as in our research. So it becomes very important. I must say, I have gained from the sessions that I have attended, definitely uh, uh, gained knowledge. See, the Gita also says, Shraddhavam labate jnanam. Means it is only with faith that you can get knowledge. If none of you had means faith that you could benefit by this faculty development program, you would not have been here. Spending 5 days from morning till evening listening to the sessions, and it's still continuing. After the valedictory, you have your exam. I know it's going to be an easy exam, I have to tell you that, but everyone feels little when you say that you are going to be in an exam. But I must say, I must congratulate each one of you that first of all, you registered for this program. Second, you have all been a participative audience. You have asked so many questions and relevant questions, and which has made the sessions more interactive and enjoyable. And finally, as Professor Krishna Iyer sir mentioned, that it doesn't end with being part of this program. This knowledge has to be conveyed to the students and later on even to the faculty in your own college. I remember when I visited Kingston University on a staff exchange program, Manya sir very clearly informed me that once you come back, you have to address the faculty and give whatever knowledge that you have gained over there to the rest of the faculty who have been present here. And I must say that after just that my going over there, coming back, Dr. Premlata, Dr. Vaishali Shirsat, they've all built collaborations with Kingston University. So let us take this as an opportunity. Each one of us can collaborate. So that's one more C that we can tell from what is mentioned, that it is collaborate. Let us work together, and each one has their own, what do you say, field of interest and expertise. But we can always do things well when we do it together, when we do it as a team. And I would take this opportunity to thank, first of all, the management of Bombay College of Pharmacy, the Indian Pharmaceutical Association Maharashtra State Branch for their support. Then the organizing committee, the coordinators, the advisory board, the students, and finally the participants. So with these few words, I take leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, madam, for your valuable thoughts, reflections, and words of encouragement. Indeed, if we work together as a team, we can always achieve much more. So now I would like to call Dr. Elvis to give the closing remarks.
Thank you, Rachna. Am I audible?
Yes, Elvis.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to start the closing remarks with a beautiful quote by Professor Albert Einstein. Most of the fundamental ideas of science are essentially simple and may, as a rule, be expressed in a language comprehensible for everyone. And this was exemplified by our speakers for all 5 days, who are taking such a complicated topic and brought it down to such a lucid explanation that all of us could easily understand. I believe that during these 5 days, all of us have learned something new and some topic which we were fascinated about, but never knew how it was done. In this faculty development program, whose main theme is revisiting different facets of medicinal chemistry, we have learned a lot from the keynote address delivered by the well-known computational chemist, Professor Kunal Roy, and the lectures that were delivered by eminent instructors who have shared their interesting work. Once again, on behalf of the committee, I thank all of them for delivering such an important material so that all of us can deepen our knowledge about our research, not only in medicinal chemistry, but areas that were equally important for successful drug discovery and development projects.
Hello.
Sorry if there is.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I hope I am not
Sorry for the disturbance. Furthermore, I would like to thank all the participants who have joined this faculty development program from all over the country. I strongly believe that every speaker has shown us several avenues of medicinal chemistry research that culminates in developing new drug molecules that ultimately benefit mankind by elevating sufferings caused by diseases. I sincerely hope that through their presentations and discussions, all of us can contribute towards advancing science in our own country. Even though the contribution may be small, nevertheless, they will be very, very valuable. Now, I'd like to briefly summarize all the lectures over these 5 days in next 5 minutes, which will also be a refresher course for all of us who will be appearing for the exam later this afternoon. The main theme for day one was current trends in drug delivery. Dr. Roy gave a highly informative talk on how to develop models to predict the toxicity potentials of contaminants emerging concerns and their potential impact on how human life and environment is affected. He introduced QSR modeling, where he discussed the importance of using various chemometric techniques in model building, validation of those models, and their applicability domains. Finally, he elaborated some case studies in ecotoxicological QSR modeling. Furthermore, Dr. Roy highlighted the do's and don'ts in QSR modeling that concerns environmental contaminants and stressed the integration of in silico techniques with great emphasis on principles not only generating precise predictive models, but also for designing as well as synthesizing less hazardous and possibly non-toxic chemicals to reduce environmental risk. Next, Dr. Bhartam showed important pharmacofeatures and electronic structures of anti-malarial agents, emphasizing the importance of divalent nitrogen character. He gave us a detailed mechanism of action of bigonides, along with therapeutic potential. He gave an overview of how computational and theoretical chemistry can be used effectively for the three-dimensional design of drugs by correctly estimating their properties with atomistic level details, as well as visualizing the ligand receptor interactions with great accuracy. Later on in the day, Dr. Nandan gave us an overview of enzyme inhibition, a novel approach for rationally designing ligands that are capable of covalently binding to the drug targets, thereby causing irreversible inhibition. His lecture took us to the core of understanding irreversible inhibitors, focusing on their biochemical rationale and the pharmacodynamic and pharmacokinetic aspects. He illustrated the approach with several clinical examples, addressed the challenges that are frequently faced while developing irreversible inhibitors, which most of them came from his personal experience at AstraZeneca. On second day, we had Dr. Dhanukar, who gave an illuminative lecture that started with a brief overview of drug development cycle, how a molecule becomes a new chemical entity and then reaches the stage of FDA approvals, the process that needs in drug development. He introduced us the ICH guidelines Q11 and the drug development and manufacturing of APIs. He further emphasized the vital role of drug master file during the manufacturing process. He illustrated the linear vs convergent synthesis, shared some principles of green chemistry. Further, he discussed in great detail the obstacles to changing a route of synthesis, highlighted some genotoxic impurities, limits for organic impurities that must be limited in drug substances. Dr. Joshi discussed the importance of organic synthesis and retrosynthetic analysis and how judiciously and appropriately to use arrows in organic chemistry while dealing with synthesis and retrosynthesis. He gave a very detailed information about organic and retrosynthetic analysis. Dr. Prashant Kharkar gave an overview of visible light assisted organic transformations and spoke about the application of water as a solvent for organic transformation that provides safer and environment friendly synthesis. He discussed the use of a wide range of transition metal complexes, various organic dyes that act as efficient photocatalysts for synthesis of organic structures. He spoke in detail about how light irradiation provides enough energy to perform reactions without thermal activation, photocatalyst or photoactive substances, as light absorbing species must be present in the reaction for successful photochemical transformation. He illustrated the photoredox catalysis approach with examples and case studies. Dr. Prashant Kharkar gave an insight on visible light-driven organic reaction, their mechanisms, organic dyes such as photoredox catalysis, solid support, etc. On day 3, we had a sneak peek at the advances in nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, mass spectrometry, and X-ray crystallographic studies. Dr. Ramakrishna V. Husur highlighted the advances in FT-NMR and how they revolutionized the field of chemical structure determinations. He then explained the concept of two-dimensional NMR like COSY, NOSY, TOXY, etc. He showed us several applications of NMR in proteomics, structural biology, protein folding problems. He further talked about the challenges in NMR techniques and the way and means his group overcame these problems, making great methodological advances in high field NMR. Dr. Krishna Iyer's lecture discussed in detail the goals of ADMET-TOX studies in lead optimization. He further emphasized various drug metabolism reactions, the enzymes involved. Further, he explained the metabolic identification using chromatography or mass spectrometric techniques. Further, he explained various concepts of mass spectrometric analysis, how to read complicated mass fragmentation patterns to identify important metabolites. Dr. Verma later in the evening took us to a journey of structural biology and how his group had made great strides in scientific innovations. He spoke about different techniques and methods that are critical for getting good single crystals that are important to get high resolution X-ray structures. On day 5, we had another important theme on polymers and drug metabolisms put together. In the morning, Dr. Jayant Pawar explained how polymers are important in pharmaceutical practice and delivery systems. He also emphasized how basic concepts of polymer are important for further assessment of and design of better delivery systems. He explained several basic criteria for the selection of right polymer in drug delivery. Professor Amin offered an exhaustive overview of numerous pharmaceutical processes as well as the classification of pharmaceutical dosage forms such as liquid oral dosage forms, topical dosage forms, transdermal dosage forms, parenterals, ophthalmic dosing, etc. She went in great depth regarding the polymers utilized in formulation of various dosage forms as well as the difficulties that are encountered while working with them. She discussed several granulation processes, including their benefits and limitations, as well as new granulation techniques. She pointed out the necessity of hot melt extrusion and polymers that are used in hot melt extrusion. Dr. Amin shared her personal experiences about working on several formulation problems on which her group of research presented several innovative and scalable problems. Further in the day, Dr. Sandhya Subhash discussed various reactions involved in each phase of metabolism. She enlisted several drug metabolizing enzymes that were engaged in both phases and emphasized various CYP450 enzymes that are the mainstay in xenobiotic metabolism. She highlighted factors affecting drug metabolism such as genetic variation, induction, and inhibition of metabolic enzymes, which are crucial to understanding drug-drug interactions. Her discussion focused on consequences and relevance of metabolism and how the future would look like for DMPK research. And finally, on day 5, we had Professor Coutinho, who gave an interesting lecture and showcased how NMR coupled with molecular modeling techniques can yield insights into dynamics of biomolecules on real-life timescales, which are intractable with molecular modeling techniques alone. And lastly, as we all know, we get stressed every day, and the frequency with which we get stressed is rapidly increasing each day. Stress for a short time can be very beneficial for performance. However, prolonged stress does more harm than any good. Mr. Pai showed us very beautifully how to handle stress, the do's and the don'ts to reduce the stress in our lives. He taught us what approach we must take on a day-to-day basis to live relatively a stress-free life. I would now conclude my remarks on the faculty development program with another beautiful quote by the great explainer of the century, Professor Richard Feynman, on ways to learn new concepts. If you want to learn new things, try teaching it and teach it to a child. If you can explain the child the concept very simply, then you have understood it well. Otherwise, you know your weaknesses. Thank you so much. Over to Rachna.
Thank you so much, Elvis, for a short recap of all the topics which were covered over a period of 5 days and 14 sessions. I would now like to request a few participants to share their experiences and learnings and how they have benefited from this 5-day-long FTP, which has covered the various topics in medicinal chemistry. I would be calling volunteers one by one, and I request them to start their video and audio. So first, I would like to invite Dr. Meena Kanyalkar ma'am to express her views.
Thank you, Rachna madam. I hope I am audible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Since morning I am trying to reach to all of you, but I don't know, somehow मेरी बोलती बंद करके रखी थी. Elvis? Okay, so it was a wonderful journey for last 5 days, full of active research. What I felt, it was starting from computer-aided drug design, then the aspects of synthesis were covered very nicely, and then use of spectroscopy like NMR, X-ray, mass, all those things for advanced research, which was showed by experts in the field. Also, a little advanced thing about the formulation, which although the theme was chemistry related, we don't look into that formulation aspect. That was also covered nicely. And towards the end, the metabolomics part, which was covered nicely, because ultimately when we move to the next phase, the metabolism creates a lot of troubles. So all those things are woven very nicely. So the theme was crafted very nicely. That is what I will say, the success of this entire FDP. And definitely thanks to the entire team, starting from Dr. Iyer, Krishnapriya madam, Primlata madam and her team. So really well crafted and with excellent speakers we had. Like it was really a treat for us for last 5 days. So it was definitely always from VCP, being my alma mater, always I have a little more extra soft corner towards that. But I always take a lot of inspiration when I move out from any of the seminar symposium from VCP, and it rejuvenate my research experience. I think in a different way. So definitely it was a really good experience throughout. And also I liked one very important thing in this case, which is always you are felicitating all the speakers with a very unique way. So you are making the sapling plantation in honor of those speakers. So it is a symbolic of sowing a seed of knowledge in your own courtyard. So I think that was something very nice thing what you have done, and definitely this knowledge will spread throughout many years. So I'm thankful to all the entire team of BCP to giving us such opportunity and giving me opportunity to speak my experience about this 5 days. So thank you so much. Over to you, Rachna.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would request all the participants to introduce themselves before they give their reflections. So next, I would like to invite.
Shall I introduce myself? I'm Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Meena Kinalkar from KM Kundanani College of Pharmacy. I'm associate professor in pharmaceutical chemistry department in the same, and many of the things like I'm of course Dr. Kutino sir's student, second student, third student in PhD. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would now like to invite Dr. Ajit Joshi to give his reflections and feedback.
I think Dr. Ajit Joshi is not there. We will take next reflection.
Okay. So may I request Dr. Suvarna Kini to give her thoughts and reflections?
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Suvarna Kini, Professor and Head of Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Manipal. I thank the organizers of Atal FDP entitled Revisiting Different Facets of Medicinal Chemistry at Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Bombay College of Pharmacy, for giving me this opportunity to express my views about this faculty development program. In this 5 days program, we got an insight into various strategies that would help in the entire stages of drug discovery program, starting from drug design to development process. Topics like in silico methods used in ecotoxicological studies, 3D thinking, and irreversible inhibitors on the first day, followed by process research and development of active pharmaceutical ingredient, impact of organic and retrosynthesis in pharmacochemistry, and visible light assisted organic transformation on the second day were very well discussed, in depth, and very informative. The third and the fourth day took us through a tour of spectroscopic techniques like advances in NMR, advances in MS-based metabolite identification, and X-ray crystallography, and also covered topics related to important parameters to be considered in formulation like polymer selection, application of polymers in drug delivery, and role of metabolism in drug discovery and development, which again broadened our horizon of knowledge in this area. On the concluding day, that is today, we got to know how NMR data can be used in molecular modeling of molecules, and also apart from all this, somewhat hatke topic, that is how to enjoy stress. Overall, it was a very good revisiting experience, hearing to all the experts in their respective field, and happy to be a part of this highly enriching faculty development program. The acquainted knowledge will definitely be worthy to all the stakeholders, I hope. I would also like to congratulate on this at this point Dr. Premlata Amre, Dr. Krishnapriya M, and the entire team for the conception and smooth execution of this program. And a personal note, I really like the concept of sapling planting as a token of appreciation to the speakers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would now like to invite Dr. Aarti Prabhu to give her reflections.
Thank you, madam. taking cue from the thought-provoking talk of the last speaker, Mr. Prahlad Pai, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers for arranging such a well thought out and top class FDP. It has been an amazing and enlightening 5 days. Medicinal chemistry is a very vast, very complex and deep field, and covering all of its multiple aspects and that too in depth, it's a very challenging task. But this FTP did just that. From some very fascinating anti-malarial research to QSAR techniques, covalent binders, MEP analysis, photochemistry, carbonyl chemistry, process development, metabolite profiling, multidimensional NMR, and molecular modeling of protein structures, we heard it all from the masters. Even drug delivery aspects were covered. It was truly a refresher course for most of us. And on a personal note, I would like to say that I got to hear both my PhD guide, Dr. Professor Coutinho, and co-guide Professor Hosur talk about their specialty domains within a span of 2 days. So really feeling very privileged and very happy and content at this point. I thank the organizers for this wonderful opportunity and looking forward to many more such programs from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So may I invite Dr. Ravindra Vahale to give his views and reflections on the FTP.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Myself, Ravindra Vahale, Assistant Professor, Dr. D.Y. Patil, Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research, Pimpri, Pune. Very first, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Bombay College of Pharmacy and hearty congratulations for successfully organizing such an excellent FTP on revisiting different facets of medicinal chemistry. This FDP is a unique opportunity for me to virtually meet, listen and interact with eminent speakers like Dr. Hosur, Dr. Kunal Roy, Dr. Prasad Bhattam, Dr. Santosh Nandan, Dr. Ivan Coutinho, Dr. Krishna Iyer, and many more eminent in their particular fields on the one platform. It was the opportunity to learn and refresh the basics of medicinal chemistry. The very first sessions of Dr. Kunal Roy understand the different dimensions of the QSR, its application not only in drug discovery but also in environmental sciences, toxicology. In second session, it gives us the insights of why there is the importance of visualizing the 3D structure of molecules in drug discovery by Dr. Bhattam sir. Interesting session by Dr. Santosh Nandan sir gives the insights about the irreversible inhibitor and interesting role of the cysteine as a nucleophile. Also, in the whole day sessions on the synthetic and the process chemistries and the in-depth understanding of the NMR spectroscopy, X-ray crystallography by Dr. Hosur and Dr. Ivan Coutinho sir. It is always pleasure to listen to Dr. Krishna Iyer sir and to understand the basics of the drug metabolism. Also likes to thank Dr. Sandhya for this. All these sessions were very rich in information and give us detailed understandings of concepts, which I feel will give a new way to think and that will definitely benefit us during our teaching as well as in research. I also want to thank the organizing committee of FTP, Mr. Chandan, Deepali, Afrin, Anish, Kavita, Girish, and Dr. Elvis for excellent organization. As we are receiving the messages and quick responses on the WhatsApp group, all our queries were quickly resolved. We are also receiving attendance links, feedback links daily, and most importantly, we received all the presentations, and that is a pleasure for us. I'm an alumni of BCP under the guidance of Dr. Premlata ma'am and Dr. Ivan Coutinho. I completed my master's and PhD degree. So it is always a great experience to associate with BCP. So thank you, ma'am, coordinator of this FTP, Dr. Premlata ma'am, Dr. Krishna Iyer sir, Dr. Krishna Priya ma'am, and all the members of BCP for providing this unique and wonderful opportunity to connect with you all again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, Dr. Ajit Joshi, he has sent a message which I would like to read. Good morning, everybody. Really, it's a great pleasure to me to become a part of this excellent and knowledgeable EFTP. Selection of all the topics as well as all the speakers having sound knowledge and great experiences are making a great and successful FTP. Congratulations and thanks to all the organizing committee members, those who are taking care in all the respects before starting till the end of the day. Yes, sometimes some technical issues arising due to Microsoft Office, we were unable to become part of the Microsoft chat box, but we are part of the chat box of WhatsApp group. It shows that organizer team members, how much effort is applied to make success of this FTP. Really, this FTP is very fruitful to everyone directly or indirectly. Numbers of things we forgot due to not getting chance for implementation as per course curriculum limitations. But now I'm happy to recall back for my future endeavors. Thank you once again to one and all. Dr. Ajit Joshi is Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, UCA Tarsadia University, Surat. So the organizing committee is indeed overwhelmed by the positive responses and feedback of all the participants, and it will definitely encourage us to conduct more such programs on these lines. I would now request Dr. Premlata Ambre, the coordinator of FTP, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Rachna. Good afternoon, dear participants, distinguished guest of the function, Dr. N. Sivaprasad, President, IPA MSB's Bombay College of Pharmacy, Mr. Nitin Manyar, Chairman, IPA MSB's Bombay College of Pharmacy, IC Principal and Co-Coordinator of this FDP program, Professor Krishna Iyer, sir, Convener of the FDP, Professor Krishna Priya Mohanraj, and my dear fellow faculty colleagues. Thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude, and gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. Thankfulness may consist merely of words, but gratitude is shown in acts. That's what we have learned in the afternoon session, and we would like to continue sharing our gratitude with you all. On this note, on behalf of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Maharashtra State Branch, Bombay College of Pharmacy, I take this opportunity to express deepest gratitude towards all those who have helped us directly and indirectly during this 5 days FDP on revisiting different facets of medicinal chemistry organized by Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry. Every ending leads to a new beginning, and it is an endless progression. As we conclude this faculty development program, I'm thankful for the opportunity to share this learning experience with each one of you. This FDP provided a platform to interact with eminent speakers who were associated with drug discovery and developmental processes. This was possible due to the support and encouragement of AICTE Atal Academy. I place on record our acknowledgement for the financial support and the opportunity for organizing this online faculty development program. I express our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed speakers for bringing this expertise as well as experience and engaging in such fruitful, constructive, and open exchanges throughout these 5 days. I extend our thanks to our management, Dr. N. Sivaprasad sir and Mr. Nitin Manyar sir, for their constant support, encouragement while organizing this program. I thank Professor Krishna Iyer sir, IC Principal, Bombay College of Pharmacy, Co-Coordinator of this program. This idea of this program on revisiting different facets of medicinal chemistry came from him. I thank him for providing the constant support, constant guidance for continuing and for taking this FDP forward. I also thank him for being a resource person for this program. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank our convener, Professor Krishnapriya Mohanraj. She has been always very, very instrumental and very, very enthusiastic. We have always got enthusiastic and motivating support from her. Thank you, ma'am. The event of this magnitude would have not been possible without the able guidance of our former professor, HOD of pharmaceutical chemistry, Professor Ivan Scutino, who has introduced us to distinguished speakers as resource persons for this FDP program. It was his thought, Krishna and sir's thought, that is why we could bring such eminent people on this FDP. I thank Dr. Ujjwala Shinde, Dr. Vaishali Shirsat, Dr. Vaishali Dikshit, Dr. Clara Fernandez, Dr. Dipti Ghatne, Dr. Sagar Patel for providing their constant support while executing this program. We are extremely grateful for the gracious presence of our faculty colleagues who have played exemplary role as chairpersons for various sessions. Thank you all. We have been fortunate to be supported by the team of administrative staff of our organization, and special thanks goes to Madam Swati Pitkar for her prompt help in making arrangement of saplings which were required for felicitating our speakers. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank Dr. Shalaka Dhat for providing her help in sorting out the data of participants as per AICTE guidelines. Thank you, Dr. Shalaka. The success of any program is accorded to unified team spirit. That is what we have also heard from Ashok Verma sir. I am proud to acknowledge our young, enthusiastic and proactive team members. Dr. Rachna Kaul and Mr. Abhijit Darvi, our faculty colleagues of Pharmaceutical Chemistry Department, thank you very much for your immeasurable support. Our dynamic and versatile PhD research scholars, Mr. Anish, who looked after the IT support, Ms. Afrin, Ms. Dipali, Ms. Chandan, Mr. Girish, Mr. Chandan, Mr. Girish for actively participating in tree plantation activity and providing back-end support every time as and when it was required. I thank our MPharm research students, Prima, Prathamesh, Ganesh, Vivek, Harshal, Vishaka, Vaidehi, Amit, Snehal, Yogita for their participation and their willingness to complete tasks beyond their comfort zone. Special thanks to the PhD scholar, Ms. Kavita, for her relentless efforts in designing the brochure, flyer, and certificates for this program. Thank you very much, Kavita. My special thanks to my fellow colleague, co-coordinator of FDP, Dr. Elvis Martis, for his enthusiastic involvement and immense support right from the inception of theme of this FDP till the execution of this program, till the end. Thank you very, very much, Dr. Elvis. Last but not the least, despite the technological challenges, we are eternally grateful to the enthusiastic participants of this FDP program. If I have missed acknowledging anyone, please note that I truly value your support in making this FDP a great success. Wishing you a very good health in these turbulent times. We wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors. Thank you very much. Thank you. Dr. Rachna?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Can I take a moment?
Yes, sir.
Rachna ma'am, before we go forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have one request. Sometimes, photographs don't do justice to the volunteers. So what I'm going to do is request all the people who are there in the audience today who helped to be ready to quickly share their open, share their real view, like turn on the camera for just a second so that everybody knows how beautiful or handsome they are. Okay, so here we go. Afrin, if she is there.
You can stop share screen so that then we
Yeah.
can be in gallery mode. Yes.
Yeah. So Afreen, can you spotlight Afreen?
No, she isn't there.
She has to, turn the camera on, I guess.
No, she isn't there in the
Okay.
meeting.
Then let's go Deepali. Desle? Deepali Desle, is she there? Dipti ma'am? There's Elvis. So you can see Elvis. Everyone take a look at that guy. He's the culprit. Okay, thank you, Elvis. Dipti
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
Dipti ma'am there?
Yes, Dipti, I can see Dipali, I can see the rounds. So they're there. You have to put your videos on.
Dipti, Ganesh?
It's on.
So can you see her? Can you spotlight as soon quickly as they do that? Any chance, Elvis, of spotlighting them? So Dipti and Deepali, please turn your cameras on for a second so that we all know who you are. I think this is taking time. Okay. I think thoughts were good. Execution is slightly difficult on this because of this thing. I just want to say something. Many times, as Premlata has said, she has thanked us for whatever it is, but you have to realize having an idea is one thing, executing is another thing. Okay. Some of us are probably good at giving ideas, but you require another mindset to take that idea forward and actually take it to fruition. And in that regard, the team at Bombay College of Pharmacy is fortunate enough to have people who have got these different strengths. Okay, some of them are very meticulous, some of them are very hardworking, some of them are thinkers, and they all get together. And when that happens, you get a very nice program. Okay, and it's just like saying, you can't expect beauty, wealth, and intelligence all in the same person. And the same manner, if you have a team which has got all of these properties and they work together, it adds to the strength of the team. It is hard for one person to have all those qualities. It's almost impossible. So our management and our elders at Bombay College of Pharmacy have thought far ahead and picked all of us with different strengths. The only thing is we have to keep working together, and then these type of programs will keep on coming from us. So thank you all again. Rashna ma'am, sorry for the slight delay. I guess you can continue with the scheduled program.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you everybody for joining this valedictory function. So now we will take a break of 5 minutes, after which we will share the link of exam on the WhatsApp group and also on the mail. The link will be open for 2 hours and we'll be having 30 MCQs and the exam will be for 60 marks. So all the best to all the participants. And once again, I thank everyone to be part of this FDP. And one more thing, everybody needs to submit the feedback and the attendance. So I again thank everybody for being a part of this valedictory function. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.